Welcome to Eternal Manna, the daily devotional broadcast of Grace Gospel Church. We looked at two great verses, Philippians 2:12 and 13. Today we move to verse 14. Nothing can be more practical than verse 14. Do everything without complaining or arguing. Depending on the translation of the Bible you're using, two other words could be used. Do everything without grumbling or disputing. The word complaining and grumbling comes very close home, isn't it? We can become chronic complainers and grumblers, like the children of Israel in the 40-year march in the wilderness. Someone said they counted 13 different times that they grumbled and thus incurred God's displeasure and judgment. 1 Corinthians 10:10 is a strong warning to us. Do not grumble as some of them did and were killed by the destroying angel. I don't know about you, but that sends shivers up my spine. These people became chronic complainers that God sent an angel and people died. People died. I'm reminded of Acts 5, where Ananias and Sapphira died in church because they falsified their accounts. They were out to make an impression and they were struck dead. And here, because of complaining, people were struck dead. It is a very serious sin, complaining and grumbling. I don't think we take it very seriously. So what do we complain about? I mean, if you just look at the average person, we complain, for example, about the weather. Oh, the summer was too hot. Oh, the winter was absolutely terrible. And we find reason to complain about the weather. We complain sadly about food. Canada is a land flowing with milk and honey. Yes, the food prices are up, but we have food in plenty. And yet, we can easily complain about food. Do you know that in Somalia, the nation is on the verge of starvation? And UN has said $1 billion will be needed to turn the situation around. BBC carried a very sad article about a mother who was so weak because of lack of food, she couldn't bury her dead child who had died because of starvation. I mean, these kind of stories have got to grip our hearts. These are realities, folks. And that's why before we sit to eat, what do? We give thanks to God for the food. And there are times we just gobble up the food and we don't even take a moment to say, Lord, thank you for this food. And also at the same time to pray for God's mercy for those who don't have a single meal that day. We complain about our health. We complain about the medical system. We complain about the hospitals. We complain about the long waiting periods. When we realize that in countries like Sri Lanka, 100 medical items are not available. 100 medications are not available. And so, beloved, I can just expand on this list, but I think you've got it. We complain almost about everything. And it's a very serious sin, a secret displeasure in the heart and a sullen discontent that leads to criticism. This word complaining and grumbling is an expression in low tones of dissatisfaction and displeasure. It's low key initially, low key. but then it grows. It becomes a loud noise at some point, and at that point we have lost it. So Paul is saying us, instead of complaining and grumbling, be profoundly thankful. Be profoundly grateful. May God give us grace to be grateful and to be thankful always. Amen.
For more videos like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Grace Gospel English Church Toronto. Thank you.